Oh, really gotta unbox these.
But before I get into that, I want to talk about these real quick. We've got normal, thick, very thick. So, for the last couple of weeks, I have, albeit quietly, been working on my own string. Now, I've been a yo-yo player and a yo-yo competitor for like the better part of like 13 years. So, excuse me, but I have my opinions on yo-yo string. Now, with string, it's a deeply personal thing. But if I was to describe my perfect string, it would probably be like this. Attribute number 1. The string, it's gotta be long. A string that's too short ain't gonna fly. A string that's too long can be cut down to however short you like. Attribute 2. How well does the string hold its tension? If you do some crazy stuff that makes it super tight and you bring it back to neutral, how long does it stay neutral? Does it screw up right away? Or does it take some time to go back to baseline? Attribute number 3. Does this yo-yo string last long? If I do a bunch of really like stressful, strenuous, high-speed combos, is this thing gonna buckle or is this thing gonna like absorb the stress I put into it? Number 4 is slack formation. What you want from the string is that it's just always open so that you can do these like crazy like slack tricks. Like doing this trick, like for those of you who don't know how to do that, that is a difficult yo-yo trick. Your string is all like wrangled and closed up. Like bruh, you're not gonna get that trick. And the last thing you want is it needs to be whippy, right? Some strings move around faster than another, all right? Like if you're just doing like a hook and like a 2.0, yeah, like you don't really need to be super whippy. If you're going like freaking, 4.0s and like stuff like that, like yes, that requires skill, but like you need a string to pull that stuff off. Oh, there's one more important thing, which actually segues nicely to those packages I need to open. You know, the way the shot is framed might not be portraying me in the best light. I'm not a serial killer. These are the glow-in-the-dark Ascents. Let's go back to talking about string for a sec. So the last thing that is important for a yo-yo string is what we call visibility. It is basically just how bright the string is. When you're in a yo-yo competition and you're competing, you want the string to show up as much as possible. That's why like 9 out of 10 times yo-yoers, they wear black t-shirts because you want to be able to see the string. And that's why I think like bright yellow and white are like the only 2 yo-yo colors that like anyone really should be using. What do they have to do with these glow-in-the-dark Ascents? I kind of just want to make a glow-in-the-dark yo-yo segment of today's vlog, and I thought that this whole visibility thing would tie in nicely with these, which are available at offsetyoyo.com as of right now. Alright, so here we are. This is just normal daylight. Let's crank the whole glow thing. Woo! That's what happens if you like overexpose a glow-in-the-dark yo-yo to a black light, by the way. Hey. So yeah, basically if your yo-yo string is like semi-fluorescent, it means it's visible enough. It means it's good. Like that's a good colored yo-yo string. So yeah. Now, when you first start yo-yoing, to be honest, the string, it doesn't really matter. Tricks like the trapeze, tricks like double or nothing, tricks like the 1.5 mount, tricks like the brother, all of this stuff, the yo-yo string is irrelevant. But as you start becoming a better yo-yo player, you realize that the string matters. It matters a lot. I started off using like the cheap, crappy, rank yo-yo strings that everyone uses when they first begin. It was good, it was fine, it was great, I didn't know the difference, I would have been happy as heck. Then you get to like a level where you begin to start to, mature, you want to get good slack tricks, and you need a slightly better yo-yo string. Around this time, I've been playing for about 2 years, and I tried the string called Blueprint string. That was probably like my favorite yo-yo string. It was great. Unfortunately, they don't make it anymore, but there are better strings out there today. Kitty String was like another massive yo-yo string manufacturer. I was never a huge fan of the default Kitty String, but they had a version which was called Kitty Fat, which was a slightly thicker version of Kitty String. So I liked that string. I used that for like a little bit, And then Kitty String went through like a massive rebrand, and that string was pretty good. But I don't know, I always wanted something like kind of thicker than that. Kind of like an in-between the Kitty String Fat right now and like the Blueprint string. But I think I found something. So, Brandon's prototype string 1. This was kind of like a string. It was nice. It's got a finger loop. I love the whole finger loop thing, but like check this out. 4.0. Oh, dude, I got that first go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you guys remember how hard that was for me in the beginning? Boom! This string was whippy as heck. The only problem is that over time, it doesn't really hold its tension that well. Which brings me to these next 3. We've got normal, thick, very thick. And these are my next go for like yo-yo strings, and I think I've got it. So these strings, they didn't have the finger loop, but they're like really long. Really, really long. I think like 1.3 meters long. The reason badass yo-yo strings don't have like a designated finger loop on them is because any pro yo-yo player knows how to tie a finger loop. You guys know how to tie it, right? You make a double loop, right? And you just tie a knot with this loop. So boom, there you go. Tie it up, pull it tight, and there we go. There is this much excess string. So theoretically, this string can go that much longer than where I've tied. It seems like a nuisance, but it's actually a feature. Some yo-yo players like really, really long yo-yo strings, and well, this accommodates for that. Cut off the excess yo-yo string, and voila, you got a string. Something I want to underscore. I did not have a good first impression of this prototype string. It holds no tension, right? If you start this yo-yo string up and you try to adjust the tension, you can't really properly fix it. So for like the first 20 minutes, this thing is like straight up terrible. Like it's either too tight or too loose. You constantly have to like adjust it. But give it about 10 minutes. It kind of breaks in and becomes pretty sick. Look at that. Look at that suicide. Oh my God, look at that. Whoa. Oh, look at this. So all of a sudden, this string becomes super thick, super fast, super durable, and the tension that was like annoying as hell stabilizes for about like a day, which is a lot for like yo-yo string. The previous string was like perfect for like 2 hours. This sucks for the first 20 minutes, but stays pretty darn good for like the next 4 or 5 hours. So I like this string better. This is gonna be my new string. And here's the best part. This string doesn't just hold its tension, it makes these things, these hook things, like pretty damn easy because it's so thick. All of a sudden these like intense hook tricks become a lot easier. You know, I remember when I was first starting to learn like 3.0, there was a guy who commented like, oh, the thickness of the string doesn't matter, it's all about technique. Pretty good at this whole 3.0 thing now. And I can tell you, there are some strings it's easier with, some string it's more difficult with. It has to do with the thickness of the string. Stuff like horizontal hooks, oh, these tricks are really hard. You don't want like a limp ass freaking, like bruh, I can barely, wait, I'm gonna get this. I'm counting that. Like, strings that are like really light and crappy and soft, they don't fly with these like crazy hook tricks. You need a whippy string. I'll tell you guys what, if you guys pick up a glow-in-the-dark Ascent, I'll throw in like an extra free pro string for you guys, just so you guys can try it. These aren't officially available yet. I want to like test it out like for a couple weeks just to be absolutely certain, but I don't know, like bundle deal, like Ascent plus 1 pro string. That's fair, right?